Well, hello folks, I am the Custard Prophet and this is Versus 5. Yeah, that's right, this is Versus 5, and just to get this series off on a bit of a flyer, please drop down and hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, and hit that subscribe button if you like, and let's give this a bit of a kickstart. Now, if you're not familiar with the Versus concept, I bet you're thinking, it's another series using FM Touch. Well, you wouldn't be right there. You would be, in fact, the opposite of right, which is wrong. No, we're not using FM Touch at all. This is using the main Football Manager game, and this concept is probably something you have not seen before. That said, there are 4 previous series of Versus which has kind of used the same concept, but it's never really kicked off. But this time, this is the one, because this is an awesome setup that we have going on here. So the idea of the Versus series, as I say, we're using the main Football Manager game, and rather than different managers taking the reins of different clubs, what we do is have managers managing the same clubs in parallel saves for an entire season to try and get an idea as to who is the best. Last time it was all 8 of us managing Juventus, eventually over 2 seasons, and it was a cracking 2 seasons with Football Manager Maniac coming out on top as the victor. But we're doing it a bit differently this time. We are taking some lessons from the biggest tournament in golf. Yes, that is the Ryder Cup. So if you're not familiar with golf, you probably do know what the Ryder Cup is all about. And this is really the only team event in golf, at least the team event that matters, where the USA go up against Europe with a bunch of golfers on either side. And that is exactly what we're doing. Well, not quite. We have a team of creators from the UK, and we have a team of creators from the rest of the world, 5 in each corner. And what we're going to do is pit them against each other. So a creator from each team will be going head to head and managing the same club for 1 season. But the difference this time is that each of the 5 creators within a team will all be having a different challenge. So we will be having a fair amount of variety. So in today's episode, this introduction video, you're going to meet the 10 creators involved and the captains, and we're going to be finding out who is going to be playing who in this Versus 5 event. So each one of these matches between creators will be to gain 1 point for their team, and the team that is the winner will have the most points. Simple as that. Right then, shall we go and meet those creators? Okay folks, we will just recap who is in each team just so you've got it firmly in your minds. So the captain of the team GB is none other than Chasing Lamely. Then we have Football Manager Maniac, that trucking Football Manager, United City FM, and myself, the Custard Prophet. Team Rest of the World, we have Avoiding Relegation as captain. We have FM Digi, and we have Leia Demas, Old Lady Plays, and Bobby G Gaming coming back from YouTube retirement. So we know which creators are involved. Now we just need to figure out which teams they're going to manage. Now we need 5 teams to be selected. So the way we did this was to allow the the captains for each team to select 2 of those football teams that needed to be managed. So that's 4 of them gone. And then the final team would be selected by an independent guest, a certain Mr. FM Llama. I'm sure you guys all know him very, very well. So to ensure that our captains did not select these teams haphazardly, what we did was to ask them to pick a category from which they would select their teams. Now, we had 6 categories, and between the 2 captains they would select 4 of those categories. I know it got ridiculously complicated. Let's go through those categories and find out which ones were selected by our 2 intrepid captains. Category number 1 was small club, big league. So if they selected this, the captain would have to then pick a team from within one of the big 5 leagues in Europe. So that's England, France, Spain, Italy and Germany, the top divisions. But they would have to pick one of the teams that have either a low reputation within that league or are predicted to struggle. Category 2 is MLS Magic. This is pretty simple. They just have to pick any MLS team and manage them for a season. Simple. Category 3, mid-table, no signings. So here they pick either a mid-table or mid-reputation team from a top division in either Portugal, Holland or Belgium, but they're not allowed to make any permanent or loan signings for the entire season, and they have to manage this team for the season. Number 4 is league winners. So they had to here pick any European team that won their league title last year and then manage them for the next season. Number 5, can't do it on a cold night in. This is a lower league save in England, so either League 1 or League 2 clubs for a season. And the final category is called the South American Wonder Kid. And this is where the captain will need to pick a team in the top league in any South American country. The catch is that you must have 2 18-year-old or younger players in your starting lineup for every single game. So let's find out which of these categories were picked and which teams were picked to go with each category. So we'll start with Team GB, and their first pick was small club, big league. So that's category 1. The league that they went with was the Italian league, and the team that they went with was Sassuolo. So Sassuolo will be managed by one manager from Team GB and one manager from Team Rest of the World, and both will go head to head to see who gets the most points there. The second pick from Team GB was can't do it on a cold night in. A cold night in where, you ask? Well, it's Burton. Burton Albion is the pick, and we'll see what happens with that one. So moving over to the Team Rest of the World, what did they pick? Well, they went with, their first pick was MLS Magic, and the team that they've picked for that is Los Angeles FC. And finally, the second pick for the Rest of the World team was mid-table, no signings. They went for the Belgian League, and they went for Standard Liège. Okay, so now we know the clubs that are picked for the first 4, but what about the mystery pick? What has FM Llama chosen? Let's go and find out.
Hello. Custard Prophet, great to hear from you. What can I do for you? Oh, I'd love to pick a challenge for your tournament. Lower league, yeah, right up my straw. So hold on, I've got the game open in front of me. Let's take a look. So, well, what about Kazakhstan's 4th division? That's always a good game. All right, not quite right. What about the regional leagues in Mayotte? Always a crowd pleaser. No, you're probably right. Bit too simple that. Okay, what about this? We go into Wales, into the 2nd division, South section, and we go with Trefellyn Boys and Girls Club. I mean, semi-professional, predicted to finish bottom. Only got 9 players, 2 of them are goalkeepers and half of the squad are in their late 30s. Perfect! I knew we'd hit on it sooner or later. Right, I will fax over the details to your PA later on this afternoon. Okay, ciao, ciao. Good luck for whoever's getting that challenge.
Right then, so we know the competitors, we know the clubs that have been chosen to manage. Now we need to figure out which of the competitors will play each other at each of these clubs. Now this was selected by the captains, and they selected it before they knew the identity of the club selected by their opposition or by FM Llama. So there was a lot of tactical selections going on. Right then, so let's reveal the matchups. There's some corkers in here, there really are. So we're starting off with match 1. Remember, this was picked as Sassuolo, the Italian club, and from Team GB we have United City FM, and he will be going up against Old Lady Plays. That's a tough one for Kev straight off the bat. A real hard one, but a fascinating one all the same. So the match 2, this was at Los Angeles Football Club, and the captain of Team GB, Chasing Lamely, put themselves into bat for this one. And we were all expecting this to be FM Digi from Team Rest of the World. Turned out it wasn't. It was their captain avoiding relegation, so the captains are going to be squaring off in match 2. So match 3, this was picked as Standard Liège by Team Rest of the World, and this was picked for a good reason, because going into bat for Team Rest of the World, it's Lea Demas, the Belgian master, heading in on home turf. He's going to be going up against probably the strongest competitor in the Team GB, and that is Football Manager Maniac, who won versus 4 last time out. Then match 4, well, this was selected as Burton, and that's again for good reason, because I am a Burton fan, so I was put into bat here. So I'm going to be taking on Bobby G, which is just sounds a mouth-watering tie for me. I'm looking forward to that a hell of a lot. So yeah, exciting stuff. And then finally, the random one, the FM Llama wildcard pick, the Trefellin Boys and Girls Club. Well, there's 2 creators left. It's TTFM, that trucking football manager for Team GB, who's a bit of a lower league master, and he's going up against FM Digi. That's another really interesting tie. So there you go. There's all 5 matches that are laid out there. In the comments, let me know what your predictions are. Who is going to win which of those matches? What is going to be the final score? That is what you've got to do. I'm super excited for this. Let me know what you think of the format, the layout, all these sort of things, and anything else you would want to see in this tournament. So this introductory episode, as you know, if you're watching it as it comes out, is out on the Sunday. And next week, this is all going to kick off. The various creators will be, or the pairs of creators will be putting their matches out all at the same time. So each pair will come out at the same time on their given channels. However, they will be probably from Friday all the way through till Sunday. So there is a better chance of being able to watch maybe keep up with 2 or maybe even 3 of these matches as they go on. Down in the description below, you will find links to all of the channels that you see down below here. So make sure you go and subscribe to these creators. Try and figure out who you're going to be watching, who you're going to be rooting for. Yeah, whether it's Team GB or Team Rest of the World. Okay, if you have enjoyed this episode, as always, I would massively appreciate a like on this video. If you want to subscribe, that would be fantastic. And to make sure you don't miss any of these episodes, we will be putting recap episodes out midweek every week for the next 5 weeks over the time that this competition runs. So make sure you don't miss that. So hit that notification bell and you won't miss a single thing. Anyway, I've been the Custard Prophet, and I will see you very shortly as Versus 5 kicks off. See you then. Bye bye.